alive? Yes, we think so. We're still not awake. I probably need a month's worth of sleep after that weekend with my family. Are you going to come up or not? The cat is sitting down on the floor looking at me going, maybe, maybe not. Okay, but we are here to do a new design for living, so let's do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot. So if it says click here now, it means it. It will either take you right to the information or the person that can help you get it. And the cat sauntered out of the room. So no cameo today. Don't know what to tell you there. The email is also a blind CC. Nobody will get your email from us. So you won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So, and then I say one email a week. I mean that. It's only if something unusual happens. And considering that we live on the Gulf Coast, it's usually weather related. So, All right, that should be that. And then I'm going to mention the social media briefly for two reasons. One, I'm doing this on social media. And two, we do not monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual post by reacting to the post, commenting on the post, sharing the post. I say reacting because there's a bunch of things that you can do on Facebook, not just like. And I'm funny, so if you'd like to laugh, you're welcome to use the laughing emoji. It's right now. It's all I got going for me this morning. Okay. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, and I'm running Ryan across the social medias that I'm on. So now a new design for living, on the other hand, this is one of the last books that Ernest himself worked on. He sat down with Willis Kinnear, and I know it's backwards, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix it. And I've looked. I haven't Googled it, but I've looked. So this is one of the last books that he worked on. And basically what they did was they sat down and wrote out the process of science of mind. This is literally how you do science of mind. So they sat down and said, okay, this is what you do and how you do it and why you do it. And that's one of the things that I love the most about science of mind. Science of mind doesn't say, do this because this is the way we've always done it. It doesn't say, do this because I said so. They sit down and explain to you, okay, this is why we do it the way we do it. These are the results that we've seen, so it's very scientific because Ernest defined his terms in here in, I forget what chapter, I think maybe chapter 17, maybe even chapter 18, where he said, we are science, we are philosophy, we are religion. And this is why. I lean a little bit more into philosophy. I like science of mind as a way of life. From the religious, we are community minded. So, but we are currently in chapter 20 where we are doing using what you know, because he's now spent 19 chapters telling you what and now and how. And so now he's like, okay, so here, now that you know all of this, let's use it. Giovanni, come on. Ooh, I might get you a cameo after all. Come on. Or maybe not. I got Giovanni in here, but I can't get him up on the couch. And I don't want to waste your time. Nope. Yep. He came in, but he is promptly sauntering his furry little pantaloons right back out. Okay. All right, so we are going to do, and interestingly enough, the the article today is literally called "What to Do." So, apologies. Hopefully, maybe you need some oxygen too. All right, what to do? Wherein do we use what we know in connection with our everyday living? There is no good thing for which we may not apply the creative power of our thought or prayer. Nothing is exempt. Okay. Now that line right there is super important. Nothing is exempt. There is no good thing for which we may not apply the creative power of our thought as prayer. Okay. So, because occasionally I get prac students who come to me because when you are a prac student, you have to take 6 classes. It's a 2-year process. And in the process of the 6 classes, what you do is you take each class, you have to have a prac session with a different practitioner. One, I think it's a good thing that, you're doing check-ins with every class. But 2, I think it's so that you can see the different, each practitioner has their own style, that how they do the process. Because there's no one way to do practitioner work. There's just not. There's a number of different ways. And I've had practitioner students contact me and go, hey, and so I'll do their prac work. And here's the thing. One of the students said, well, I don't have anything I need to pray for. There's nothing going on in my life that I need prayer work for. There's nothing bad happening. At which point I get the pleasure of saying, well, here's the good news. You don't have to just pray for bad things. You don't have to just pray when things are going wrong. You can pray to continue the good. You can pray for more good. So nothing is exempt. So if everything in your life is working really, really well, great. Pray for more of that. Or pray in gratitude for that. See, here's the cool thing is that when you do the prayer work, when things are good, when things are going well, then what happens is when things go a little sideways or a lot sideways, you are already in the habit of praying and you know what to do. It's automatic. It is a habit. It is a well-worn path. So you immediately get your feet on it and you go do it, and then you feel better no matter what's going on. So practicing while things are good is a good thing. Nothing is exempt. All right? Nothing is exempt. All right, back to Ernest. Nothing is forbidden. It is equally applicable to all things, situations, conditions, and relationships. As for our new design for living, this is established in the 3rd of the 4 requisites we mentioned as important for the effectiveness of creative thought as prayer, the declaration. Whether we desire health, success, happiness, joy, friendship, or anything else to make our lives fuller and more complete, we must first establish them as spiritual realities in our thought. Declare them as existing for us right now. And that's why we treat in the present tense. Right now. It already exists. Even if we don't have any physical evidence of it, it already exists in the spiritual realm. It exists in the mind of God is the way I like to think about it. It helps me to do things in present tense. Okay, even if I have no physical evidence for this at all, I do know that it exists in the mind of God if it's good. All right. We affirm them as being our experience as the result of the creative action of God as law on the word we speak, our word manifesting at the level of our understanding of God. And see, that's one of those things, that tricky thing right there, that last sentence, our understanding of God. So when we do this kind of work, it does behoove us to really dig into what we believe about God. What do we understand about God? What do we think about God? Because you were brought up like I was brought up, your idea of God may be a little screwy for, to be a little lighthearted about it. And we don't necessarily want to contract with that kind of God. So that's one of the reasons why we do spend a whole lot of time digging into what you actually believe about God. We don't necessarily, I don't know. I think Ernest says it too. So I can quote Ernest loosely. I'll paraphrase Ernest. to not take away a person's God without having something better to give them. Okay? So it's not that we want to change your mind about what you believe about God. We just want you to understand what you actually believe about God and then decide if that's working for you. You know, we're not going to make that decision. That's up to you. But we want you to understand what you actually believe about God. Okay? All right. One last chapter and then one little paragraph and we're going to move on. We are always affirming something. We affirm we are sick or well, unhappy or happy, that we lack or have abundance. We are always affirming, but now we know what is necessary to affirm and declare in order to have the life be a joy instead of a burden. So, nothing is exempt. We are always affirming. You walk away with anything out of this chapter, those 2 sentences, and they are short, sweet, and punchy. Nothing is exempt from prayer. Absolutely nothing. And we are always affirming. The question is, what are we affirming? Is what we are affirming what we actually want? And that, my friends, is the trick. All right, beloveds, I am going to move on into the process of my day, so I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a let's wrap this week up day, a go dance in the sunshine day, drink plenty of water because it's going to hit 90 today. The last couple of days I've gotten in the car and it's been 96. Feels like, but still, 96. It's mid-May. A cuddle your fur babies day, a you got this day, a tell somebody you love them day, a do what you got to do day, a make sure you make time to sit down and rest day, a listen to some great music day, a do that contrast and compare thing that you need to do day to redeem those points day, sometimes I like being cryptic just for fun day, a tell somebody a silly joke day. The silliest one I know is, why didn't the skeleton cross the road? Because he didn't have the guts. Although that's not my favorite joke. My favorite joke in the entire world, and I know we're wrapping this day up, my favorite joke in the entire world is, what's the capital of Kentucky? Louisville, Louisville, Louisville. It's actually Frankfurt. But you can tell somebody's from Kentucky by the way that they pronounce Louisville, which that is how people from Kentucky pronounce it. So you're on your own there day. So tell somebody a silly joke day. Have a good laugh day. And do what you do. Just do what you need to do to make this your day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, I get it. This week's been that for me. Simply have a day. You were enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. If I can get that word out. You are a brilliant light, divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. So, explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. It is all the divine knows. It is all the divine knows. So, yep. Whatever I was about to say is gone. So, I'm just simply going to remind you. Reverend David should be on sometime this afternoon. I will be back with you tomorrow morning after I go to the park. So, somewhere in the 9 o'clock hour. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time. Did I say anything is possible? I think so. That's where my mind kind of went. Yeah. All right, beloveds. As I said, know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.